Rest in Pieces with Token Entry, CBGBs, 87, 88, I'm thinking then. I know I'm supposed to say CBGBs, but I have a soft spot for Lemoore in Brooklyn too. Yeah, I mean, maybe because my band played there a lot, and we only played CBs once, and but Lemoore was really, that's where my heart belongs, Lemoore in Brooklyn. Bad Brains with HR in his heyday. I saw them later on when he started acting weird, and I saw them with Israel. He doesn't get enough credit. In fact, we played with them with Israel, but I missed them with HR when he was in his heyday, and I could have went, and I didn't go, and I regret that. Was at the Ritz. They made the videotape about it with Agnostic Front, Gorilla Biscuits, and Sick of It All. That was the one. I was at that show. And to me, it was just, at the time, I couldn't believe how massive it was and how many people were there. That was the one that sticks in my head. I wish I could move like HR and John Joseph, but I'm too burly. I mentioned Armand before as one of my first shows, and what I liked about him, he was kind of menacing looking, but definitely Peter Steele, because he's one of the few guys who was just a giant, and he growled, but then he knew how to sing too, and he stayed in key, and I was always impressed with that. He's one of the few guys who I saw go like, make this huge turn, and it's just, he was impressive. It's either Brothers, Danino's on Staten Island, period. Say what you want about Staten Island. We have the best pizzas, best pizzerias around. Lee's is good too, but Brothers or Danino's, that's it. It's not even up to debate. We have the pizza. The new bands that I like from Staten Island. What I like, let's see, Crack Matinee Enablers. I like the Gamagools. I like A Breed Apart. I like Reason Enough. I like Sweet Lucy. And there's a couple of good metal bands. There's Vexation, Sanitarius. And what I dig about those bands, they're all Staten Island bands. I mean, they play off the island, they do what they got to do, they travel, but they're cultivating a hometown crowd. And that's what we did when we were young. You know, we tried to get something going on the island before we traveled out. And that's what I like about all those bands. As a Staten Island guy, it was easy to get into Lemoore because it was so close to home. And there were tons of other Staten Island people with you there. So you had this comfort level with you. And maybe we took for granted how close it was and how easy it was to get to. But there was definitely more of a familiarity there. And even though by that time, like the big four, like whatever, Slayer and Anthrax, they were big to us by then. Like they were our big bands, but they would still play Lemoore. So I was like, dude, you know, Slayer's playing, next month, and we just go. It was the craziest thing. Like we'd stop at my friend's grandmother's house and have some pasta, and then we'd go to Lemoore and go see Slayer. So it was kind of cool. I remember that Carnival used to throw meat out into the crowd. There was something scary about Carnival when they walked down on stage, and that's one of the reasons why I love them so much. And I mean, all the Biohazard shows were just crazy. Especially, and it was always a challenge playing with them because we had to bring our A game up because we knew they were going to bring it, you know. But yeah, definitely Carnival was on another level. To me, hardcore is for the outsiders. And Staten Island hardcore are the outsiders of the outsiders. We weren't even cool with hardcore. Like we were just not, like all of us, Enrage, Mudfoot, Malcolm's Lost, Fallacy, none of us were cool. So, imagine not being cool to the people who are already not supposed to be cool. And we made our own thing. We decided to do our own shows. I know it sounds so cliche, but we did our own shows on our island, and 50 kids turned into 100 kids to 500 kids. Next thing I know, once we had a huge crowd for local shows, I mean, like 500 kids a show, then my brother was able to start getting like the bigger bands. And then Sick of It All and Cro-Mag started playing Staten Island because they heard there was something there. So we had to really build something up to prove we have something on the island. So we hold that. I'm not one of those people that, back when, when I was, I hate that, but there really was something special. There was hundreds of kids for local shows. I don't know if that'll ever happen again. Don't listen to anybody. Keep playing. Keep doing what you're doing. There's always going to be kids playing. So just do it. Do what you have to do. Just keep playing. Doesn't matter what you play either. Doesn't matter if you suck, because I suck and my friends suck. So just keep playing. We need people to keep playing. I think it's still good to be a fan in hardcore. That's the thing. And I think a lot of times in hardcore, you can't be a fan. You have to pretend you're not a fan. And I never understood that. That you can't say, oh my God, it's Vinny Stigma. Oh my God, it's this one. You don't want to treat them like, the Led Zeppelin, but there's also, to me, showing respect and saying, these guys influenced me and I'm a fan. I have no shame in saying that.